and welcome to another edition of Student of the Game. I'm your boy Ro, contributor for State of the U and OG member of the Orange Bowl boys. Now, I know the score. It was 19-14, and that's not pretty. But you know what was pretty? The second play of the game, and here we are, going to set it up in parts. Miami's coming up in a 3-by-1 look. They have the halfback tucked here to the boundary. So you can already tell a concerted effort by UVA. This is a defender right here. He's got his eyes in the backfield. He's going to be aggressively playing the zone read if it happens, and then he's going to have coverage responsibility. So we're going to pay attention to him post-snap. You're also going to see on the back end, look, some hands up. There's a little confusion right now over here. They're in quarters coverage, and I love the way Rhett Lashley on the second play of the game is attacking this quarters coverage. Now UVA is only going to go ahead and rush 3. This would change later on in the game. Miami's offensive line gives you perfect amount of time to go ahead and deliver this strike. So right here, see, he's looking into the backfield, and what does he do as soon as he realizes that this is not going to be a run? All right, his eyes immediately come out over here. They're aggressively trying to take the underneath passes early on in this game. Mike Harley's route, you know what it was? Slow go, a slant and go. This is how I like to attack quarters coverage. If you could get the time to go ahead and attack one of these safeties downfield, you could go ahead and get big chunk plays like this. So I'm going to go ahead and let this unfold. Bang. You want 170, 10 catches, 1 touchdown? It's plays like that. First play of the game for University of Virginia on offense, and I'm pretty sure you know how the play ends. But I'm going to show you how it starts. First of all, some personnel differences. Earlier in the week, there was speculation that the quarterback, Brennan Armstrong, wasn't going to go ahead and play this week. However, you notice him right here under center. And this is going to be Keaton Thompson, who's also listed as a quarterback. He would come in a wide receiver capacity, also come into running back. So Miami's trying to identify this. Now, early on in the first half, and I was at this game and I was watching this from my seats, Miami was in a lot of their 2 safety looks. They definitely have some cushion. There's an issue right now going on for the University of Miami, and we're not going to hide from it. The issue is that Miami is really porous and bad this year, giving up plays over 10 yards. In fact, they're 97th in the country out of 101 schools with 104 plays over 10 yards. For reference, Clemson only has 55, and even FSU, as bad as they are defensively, well, they have 100. So Miami's not performing well, and here's one of the reasons why. You can notice the cushion right here, and this is a post-snap RPO. You're going to see right here that Armstrong's just going to be staring right here at Gill, and this is what you're going to see. He's reading him. Once he sucks down into the box, there's that big cushion from the safeties there. He pulls, good throw, nothing earth-shattering except maybe that hit. And that hit, my goodness, son. And this is what we call an anatomy of a bad play. We got to address this too because Miami's running game was rather bad in the first half against UVA. They only had 30 yards rushing on 20 attempts for a whopping 1.5 yards per carry. Ultimately, this play is going to end in the backfield. Left tackle here is going to be Zion Nelson, and I saw this. He had this propensity against Pitt as well to kind of get off balance, be a little bit forward over his feet and get shook really easy forward, and you're going to see that again happen here. You have Cam Harris in the backfield in a single back pistol look, and you also have 11 set personnel. But here's what teams are going to continuously try to do to take away your run game. Here's your 4 down linemen. Here's your 3 linebackers, and just here's a safety obnoxiously close into the box. So he's a free hitter. You're not going to account for him in the run game. And then here's your other safety, too, when you wash him down into the box. And I don't know if Jeremiah Payton is missing something here because ultimately this is going to be broken up in the backfield right here. But this guy was left unchecked too, and I think even if Zion Nelson makes his block, you're not in the best position numbers-wise to run this play. So down block, they're going to go ahead and try to wrap the guard around, and let's watch it, okay? So here you go. Anatomy of a bad play. Here's Zion Nelson right here. He's going to go ahead, shook way too easy. And this is going to be the play that's in the backfield. Now, there you go. Jeremiah Payton leaves this guy alone. Here you go. Will Mallory coming over here. So they have it. But once it's here, you're still not getting there. You still don't have the numbers to block this outside. And I thought Payton could have been in prime position to go ahead, and basically stalk block them and take them off of that little offset motion that he did. So that's why you're getting behind the chains and behind the sticks early, and Miami's got to find answers against these stacked boxes, especially when teams are committing to get you behind the chains, which they have had success doing. Now Miami hasn't had a running back go over 100 yards rushing since the Louisville week. So this is 3rd and long, disadvantageous spot for the University of Miami. They gave up 5 sacks on the night, and we're going to take a look at this one. You're going to see that the defensive tackle right here aggressively shoots in between your right guard, DJ Scaife, and your right tackle, Jared Williams. Now, when they do that right here, you're going to go ahead and see DJ Scaife's number, and there you go. I think they're in a pretty good position right here. You have Corey Gaynor. You had a linebacker on him, then bail off, so now he's got his eyes inside. He's got a pretty good sense of the protection and the coverage. You have Cam Harris. They're in a good spot right here. Now, DJ Scaife's going to go ahead, pull off. Corey Gaynor's going to deliver a shot into DJ Scaife, who's losing his balance, and he's going to essentially throw the defensive end into D'Eriq King for the sack, which is rather unfortunate. I know D'Eriq King's eyes are right here down to the boundary, but I thought to the field side you had a stop, too, that could have broke open, especially if you can escape the pocket. I think this could have been a conversion, but let's go ahead and watch it unfold. And throws him into D'Eriq King. That would be intentional grounding. That would count as a sack. Miami was a good and respectable 8 of 17 on 3rd downs. When you consider they were 1 for 1 on 4th down, they were 50% on 3rd and 4th down conversions. So you're going to go ahead and watch Mike Harley over here at the top of the screen. I want to go ahead and flashback because last week it was the same exact combo that D'Eriq King threw an interception against Pitt. Your outside receiver is going to be doing a go. Your slot receiver is going to be doing an out. But Miami learned from that. When Pitt all of a sudden was able to squat their corner, it was on an outside release. He was in a prime position to make the play. But watch the outside release change into an inside release now with this Z receiver. So that is going ahead and putting this more in view, and you're less susceptible to go ahead and throw an interception in this variety. D'Eriq King and Mike Harley pitch and catch. That was a remarkable ball. And Mike Harley's best game as a University of Miami Hurricane would continue on the night. That was a good 3rd down conversion. Now, next play. Miami, they're staying underneath, okay? Everybody's underneath. Slot, tight end, and right here to the X receiver. The only person that's going long is Mark Pope. In order for this play to have a successful chance, though, let's go ahead and credit the freshman Jalen Knighton, who's going to go ahead and be a willing and able blocker. And even though you had a sack earlier in the first quarter, coming down the A-gap pressure, which teams are liking to do recently, what a stonewall. And then here's a remarkable throw and even better catch by Mark Pope that would put them in prime position to score. Here's the deal with 50-50 balls. It's the quarterback's job to throw them. It's the wide receiver's job to catch them. That was a great catch. If you want to ask me where I think Miami's offense struggled the most, it's here inside the red zone. And on 3rd and 12, I'm going to find a little issue with the quarterback and also the offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator first, because it's 3rd and 12, and University of Virginia has routinely been bringing pressure on 3rd downs. And that's not going to be any different here. There's 6 in-the-box defenders. There's only 5 offensive linemen. And the University of Miami hasn't been in a lot of true empty looks, but they are right here. You're in 11-set personnel, but Will Mallory is over here, field side. And here's your running back, Jalen Knighton, down tucked to the boundary. And Jalen Knighton is not in a blocking capacity. He's going out for a pass route. So at the snap of the ball, as a quarterback, and this is why I'm going to shift to the quarterback, University of Virginia is looking like they're sending everyone. You only have 5 offensive linemen. They have 6 defenders. Somebody's going to be coming in clean and untouched. As a quarterback, you have to get rid of this ball quicker because this is where it's going to be coming from. As a quarterback, this is your guy, and you don't account for it. So I think here at the bottom of the screen, another chance for a 50-50 ball one-on-one if that's the only read that you have. Maybe right here in the slot, but the ball needs to be out now. And there you go. This is going to go down as a sack on the offensive line once D'Eriq King's knee touches the ground. But when you consider that, hey, I have to account for a free rusher. That necessarily, to me, isn't on the offensive line. Hey, University of Miami, you're in need of some run game diversification and you've been running this look. This isn't a bad play, and I'd steal it. I mean, it worked against your defense. Miami playing match coverage. You're going to see Jennings going to go ahead and attach right here to the field side 3. He's going to run in man coverage. Now, at this point, you're going to have 3 versus 2. You got to know the down and distance, guys. I mean, you have a prime position in this. You're just getting ran off way too easy. Like, where do you think he's going to go ahead and try to complete this first down? It's right here at the sticks. You actually run match. You got 3 versus 2, and you have no idea where the first down is. So once again, you're driving the ball in the first half. You're getting down inside the red zone, but you shortchange yourself. You're facing a 3rd and 11. You see the check with me right here, and what's your play call? You're just going to run a mirrored smash concept. Nothing overly creative. This is a very standard pass play. Will Mallory's going to be doing a corner route. You got Mark Pope underneath him doing a variant of an out. He's doing a Z out. And at the top of the screen, they're doing the same thing. So, like I said, in terms of creativity, a double smash concept is nothing new. It's nothing overly creative. However, you do get a look that is favorable for it. You're going to have UVA going to be bringing 5 individuals on the pressure, so they are bringing somebody else on the pass rush. You're going to have this linebacker stay in a spy capacity, so it's man 1 with a single high safety at the top of the screen. And this is the matchup you want. You're going to have Will Mallory on a smaller DB. Could have maybe put this out in front just a little bit more. It's a 50-50 ball where some of them have gone your way. This one didn't. Play call didn't blow me away. The execution didn't blow me away. You settle for another field goal. Okay, I'm going to make a case for the University of Miami to start having some outbreaking RPOs rather than in-breaking RPOs. And in this case, this is why it gets tough sledding for them sometimes, especially in the run game, because safety's starting to creep down very, very, very close into the box. And watch what he's doing, okay? So right here, here's the go-ahead decision to go ahead and pull the ball, which I think is a good one. This is getting bottled up. This is getting pretty much ate up in terms of any kind of run capacity. So now De'Ara King is going ahead and looking to do the post-snap RPO read with Mike Harley. But there's an issue right here, right? You had a late safety rotation coming into the middle of the field, so they anticipated it. You're basically giving the inside release, but he is playing the slant. And what else? They're right in prime position. You want to know why De'Ara King doesn't throw this ball? Look at this safety coming in right here. He sees that he's in a good position to go ahead and block the ball. So is this defensive end who played you similar to Pitt. He's just looking to block the ball. So right here, he does a good job to try to get him on his feet, and he does. Now everything is clamped down. There's nothing else he could do. He's just going to run himself into the sack. Once again, offensive line's going to get a lot of heat and criticism for that. But you tell me, seriously, do you think that's on the offensive line? So the University of Miami, I saw this from my seat. One of the biggest differences I noticed was a lot of those 2 safety looks that you had in the first half. Now the University of Miami was challenging you a lot more press man on the outside. You have a single high safety look, and all rest of the 10 defenders for the University of Miami are within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Now, University of Miami only had 1 sack, and that was Jennings, and they only had 2 tackles for loss, and this is going to be one of them. But closer to the line of scrimmage, don't have that cushion, and here's Gill with an absolutely amazing play. Good job keeping him in the backfield, and on 3rd and 5, this would get your defense off the field. Bang. So in full disclosure, I was at this game, and this touchdown scored right in my end zone. And I was focused on the whole thing for whatever reason, because from my seat, I'm like, hey, look, guys, they're at the line of scrimmage. They're trying to run some tempo, and you guys aren't really paying attention. and in this case, I saw some hands on the hips, some guys gassed. I'm like, man, this defense is tired. And too late. I mean, just walking over, not getting the call right. Blaze is still looking right here at the slot receiver like this is his guy. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I got somebody out here. Ball's up in the air, just poor effort. Nobody's running after it. It was a mixture of just not getting the call right, poor effort, and just they look tired. Let an easy one late. That's not going to sit well, I'm sure, in the locker room this week.
Yeah.